How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Digimon Ghost Game episode review recap. Today's episode is known as Executioner. It's episode 13. Um, if I seem to be either rushing through this or seem a little bit off, having some slight back issues, but I'll be all right. We're gonna get through this. Uh, get through this interesting episode. I gotta say, well, before I get into it, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely enjoy hearing from you guys. And if you are not new here, hit the notification bell right there next to that subscribe button. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes because, yeah. So, like I told you 2 weeks ago, because it's been a full 2 weeks since we've last seen each other. We get to see a Gorillamon digging through some trash and he's eating an apple, but there's a red dot scope on this Digimon. As soon as he turns around, a knife right through his head and he dies. And in German, the Digimon says 992. Well, I'm just gonna jump right to the point. I knew who it was from the beginning of last week, from when we first knew this was gonna happen. It's Seals Dramon. I'm not waiting for any type of reveals throughout my little review here. Oh, actually, I wish that was embedded. Yeah, Seals Dramon looks pretty dang cool, doesn't he? As a matter of fact, I will read him real quick. He is actually a champion level cyborg Digimon that's a virus type. He is part of the group called the D Brigade. I love the D Brigade because they are pretty interesting, especially in the lore of Digimon. Pretty interesting. And it is said that the one that passes the Selection D, a special selection test that screens through 100 Commandramon that can evolve into Seals Dramon, is able to move over short distances at speeds that are impossible to perceive with the eyes, and without equipping things like camouflage features or rifle, has the ability to bring down its target with just taijutsu, which we all know is just physical techniques. Its primary function is assassination. Its special moves are a single blow from a knife sharpened to its limit, known as Death Behind, and is measuring the opponent's vital points in an instant with its Scouter Mono Eye. Um, this is also brought up when they explain who this Digimon is. It digivolves from Commandramon. I like Commandramon. I like Sealsdramon. Turns into Tankdramon. We've actually saw this guy in Cross Wars. Him and all his evolutions, except for Darkdramon. Darkdramon, who happens to fuse with Boncholeomon to make is it Voldemon? No. It's Chaosmon. Chaosmon. So yeah, a Digimon that I like and I know of, and you see that little thing right there. I can't wait to get into this. So now we have the crew. All the kids, they're Digimon. They're talking with Bokomon, who has a Clockmon and a Monitormon. You remember Monitormon from Cross Wars? He shows a Salamandramon who it gets killed with a knife. Now here's the thing. Salamandramon we saw in not season 2, in the 2020 reboot of Digimon Adventure. So if you've come fresh off of that, you remember that thing. And as a matter of fact, Rule even says it looks like a giant gecko, but knife goes in, it dies, and then they're all shocked like, Digimon's died, and that's the rumor. Rumors going around that there's a Digimon that's just indiscriminately killing other Digimon. And even Hero's like, wait, Digimon die? Well, if they eat and they sleep and have dreams and aspirations, one would assume that they can die, right? Apparently, these kids are not that bright that they don't wrap their head around that. That's their innocence. Anyway, and they come to this conclusion because Jellymon was like, dang, it's gone in one hit, and they're all like, a murderer? No one knows where it came from, but in my notes, I even said, y'all now scared. This is some baby stuff. Didn't say stuff, though. Clockmon is saying, we all need to join forces to figure out what's going on here because Digimon at meetings are afraid to go out. And of course, Angoramon's like, well, replay the footage, and he can hear a sound. It sounds like a respirator, but Bokomon says it's der. It's in German words. Excuse me, I'm not the best at German, but it's der Schaffrichter, which of course Kyoshiro knows means executioner. I don't know how you can even know that just from hearing. You can't. But I'm going to digress. So apparently, this is a legend of the digital world about a scary monster who kills Digimon indiscriminately with one hit. There should be more of these legends because, as far as I know, in every iteration of the digital world, there is a Digimon that can kill you. As a matter of fact, every Digimon that isn't a little bitty baby Pabumon that blows bubbles at you can kill you. That's one of the things that have been annoying me about this series is that they're acting as if all Digimon do not have the capacity to kill. Mummymon was going to kill people. Clockmon was actively killing people. Sirenmon was killing people. Yatagaramon was killing people with birds. All ultimate level Digimon, mind you. And then we have a Deva, Majaramon, that was going to kill Kirishiromon. Kirishiro. So again, let's not act like death is not a thing in the digital world. That's just, you should have more legends than just one particular legend. Anywho, you know, and I gotta speak from my notes here because them getting appalled by Digimon death shows how babyfied this is, how yokai watch this is. I haven't seen Applemon. I'm gonna admit I haven't seen it because I don't consider it Digimon. It's Digimon Universe Applemon, and yeah, there's an episode where one of the main guys, the main goggles kid, he had a Digimon, and you get to see his Agumon and War Greymon. I saw the clips of that. I don't consider it Digimon. I'm not really in a rush to watch it because it's not Digimon. And because of that stupid show, now we have to call Hackmon Hookmon, which makes no hacking sense. But I digress. There should be other Digimon killers. I'm sorry, even in 01 and Adventure Season 1, 2, 3, Frontier, Savers, even in Cross Wars where there's a war and Digimon die, there's Digimon they kill. You cannot tell me that there's just one Digimon that does this. So again, with their acute hearing, they hear 995 in German. I'm not even going to try to say it in German. Of course, Kirishiro is translating, and they all quickly say, "Whoa, he's killed 995 Digimon. That's how many victims it has." That's what Pokemon says. So we see a Flymon that's flying right past that same area where we saw Salamandamon get killed. Now we have Gamamon that's trying to eat Kirishiro's computer screen for every reason. Even Kirishiro's like, "Are you even hungry?" He's like, "I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it." Which I'm okay because he's cute. But Gamamon's about to cause me some issues later. Yeah. So, and I wrote this in my notes. So, do the Digimon turn into eggs or what? You all are neglecting to say that Digimon turn into Digitama once they're killed. You're neglecting to explain why this is a serious thing. I've not seen any data become absorbed a la Digimon Tamers, Digimon Season 3, which means that you are done. I haven't seen anything get turned into oblivion, which means you're done. Haven't seen any of that yet. But okay. So Rui's looking online for transparent riot shields, which is pretty funny. And Flymon gets murdered pretty easily. And he is 996. Jellymon is, of course, full of herself. She's like, I'm not afraid of no stupid assassin. And this is where we regress in Jellymon, because at first, I like Jellymon. Jellymon was being practical, but now Jellymon has this whole entire deal of being boastful, saying, "I'm not afraid of a killer that's just indiscriminately killing." Gamamon wants more Psycho because Pokemon gave him Psycho, which Psycho means champion, which means chocolate to Gamamon, which eventually the cutesy act will have to end. And I'll explain in a little bit. And Pokemon says a little bit later. So Clockmon and others can't really find anything. There's really no commonality. There's no connection between all the spots where these Digimon are getting killed. And they mentioned, Kirishiro's the only one that's like trying to find a way to reason with everything. And everybody's wondering why Jellymon is alone by herself right now. And suddenly everybody looks and it clicks. And it didn't click for me. I'm like, I guess they got to rush and go save her. No, they're more or less using her dumbass for bait. And yes, I said she's a dumbass. She's with a Sunflowermon that wants a kimono. Flymo's nice, and she's saying she'll go get her one. And there's two Monodramon. If you don't remember Monodramon, it is the rookie form that turns into, I cannot remember the champion form, but it eventually turns into Cyberdramon. Cyberdramon, our favorite from Digimon Season 3 Digimon Tamers. No, I did not, bust out the picture for that. I'm just showing you the major ones because a lot of Digimon get murdered in this. So I thought it was just gonna kill one. No, knife in one. They're both eating radishes. Knife in one dead. Knife in the other dead. He is at 999. Jellymon's about to be the 1000. She's talking about no execution is gonna stop me from doing my business. I'm gonna fast forward here. She goes past the point where the two Monodramon were killed, right? She goes up, she's looking through, doing some window shopping, sees some kimonos, saying she's going to use her darling's credit card. Here is my issue here. What the hell is her business? What do you do? Yeah, you get information, but it looks like you just find shit for other Digimon that causes trouble for other people. You're going to use dude's credit card, I guess because he has a ton of money. You don't know if he does. It doesn't really matter at this point. It just seems like you're just doing shit just to do shit, Jellymon. What do you get out of it? I want a kimono. All right. Well, hey, she can find us. What is this? How you keep? Is this how you keep busy? Like there's a known killer on the loose, but I'm gonna keep going. So I even had put another note in here about the Zukomon, aka Weedmon. But give me 1 second. She's switches into battle mode because she goes from little jelly to battle mode, goes through the glass, and the knife hits the glass, and then the knife breaks the glass. Now here's something I have to say this. What did they think they were doing before with Weedmon? Like when they were destroying it in the digital upside down, as I like to call it. Did they think that they were just getting rid of viruses and those weren't actually real? Because they were prepared to murder those things with the best looking form of Gamamon, the tank Triceratops. Yes, I said that's the best looking one. The blue one, it looks okay, but it looks like a side evolution. And Beto Gamamon looks like a Sonic OC. But okay. I'm not trying to say death shouldn't mean anything in this show. I'm not trying to say that at all. As a matter of fact, in all of the Digimon, it mattered. In season one, a lot of times the Digimon would run away. They would try to get him away, and if they had to stand and kill one, well, they stood there and they did what they had to do. In season two, the kids were pretty babyfied since they were the second generation. Like, we don't want to kill them. Oh, wait, these will break the things that are connected to them. Wait a minute, there's nothing connected to them. Oh, they're made from spires. You're not real. We can kill you. Until we get to Black War Greymon, to which they still actively tried to kill him when he showed that he had a mind, he was sentient, he had a soul, and he was willing to do the right thing. And then they suddenly got sad about it. Digimon Tamers, they had issues with killing Digimon, but it had to be done or they were going to destroy things and hurt people. The only thing is, we won't absorb your data because we're pretty sure you get reborn. Unless you're an asshole like Rika, who just said, no, we're going to absorb the data anyway, which, to each their own, right? The only time the Digimon was not coming back was Leomon, when Beelzebubmon killed him and took his data. Frontier, they did what they had to do. They scanned the Digimon and have his digicode so they can bring him back, right? Cross Wars, you're dead, you're dead. I don't remember them ever mentioning the Digitama place. It probably was there. I just don't remember because Cross Wars first two seasons, while it had interesting Digimon, it was pretty dumb. And of course, in 2020, it was well established that if a Digimon dies, it becomes a Digitama. Even in our, I don't have my little digital X with me, but even in those, that's highly based on the digital pets. When they die, they become an egg again. If you did a great job at raising them, you get a traded egg, which means it's essentially the same guy, but stronger. That's all I can just go But let's continue. Let us continue. So knives are flying everywhere, and Goromon has to grab her and rescue her. And it becomes obvious. She said, "So what? You guys are using me as bait? Well, you are the idiot that decided to roam from the group to do your business that it just seems like Digimon in this show just do whatever the hell they want. Be damned if it hurts anyone else. That is what's annoying me with Digimon in this show, which is why I kind of don't care about what happens to a lot of them. But I'll get there. So they double tap the Digivices. They're in the, I call it the digital upside down, because it's not the digital world, but it's not the real world. It's the facsimile world. And this guy is just, Sildramon's just throwing knives. Just knives going everywhere. Eventually everybody's behind a pillar and it's breaking through. And Bokemon's like, I know who that is. It's Sealsdramon. Okay, cool. They talk about the deselection thing. That's where everybody's like, oh, we get it. We know about that. I've heard about the deselection. Only one makes it out alive, and blah 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 blah. So they're all trying to run, and Pokemon's like, but it shouldn't have any orders from anyone. It's in the human world. This thing breaks the pillar with enough knives, and as they're running, its red dot goes on Gamamon, and everybody sees it. Ruli calls out, Kirishiro calls out, of course Hero calls out first, and they're not gonna make it. That knife is gonna knife him right in the middle of the head, and before the weird commercial break, because on these streaming things it's really not a commercial break, Pokemon jumps out. Now Pokemon doesn't get in the forehead, he gets hit right in the back. Knife right in there. Kid show. He's knifed right in the back and he falls down and Gamamon's like, no, Pokemon, you okay? And he doesn't say anything, y'all. This is one of the, I don't want to say funniest, but it's one of the weirdest deaths where he just like kind of looks up at him and he closes his eyes and doesn't say anything of importance. This is a character that, first of all, this is the best Pokemon I've ever seen in the series. Outside of the 2021 that was just talking and research, but for main focus Pokemon, this was a really good one. One that wasn't annoying, like the dumb one in Frontier that's all about my baby. I hate the dub on that show so much. But I digress. This guy dies, doesn't even say anything, and then once his data goes up, we even see Gamamon trying to grab it, and it's pretty sad. Doesn't move me. I recognize the emotional beat you're going for, but it does nothing for me. And everybody's just like, oh no, Pokemon's dead, and Bakuman's like, oh, and then everyone's just, oh, and then suddenly Gamamon, you know, the dude goes, he's at 1,000, and when Jellymon is like, what did he say? Kirshi's like, he said 1,000. Suddenly Gamamon remembers all his time he's with Pokemon and all the chocolate he gave him, and he finally goes to that dark, dumb evolution. This thing's called Gulas Gamamon. We've all have seen this promotional stuff before. This stupid thing was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was hinted at. It was hinted at in the first episode when he was fighting Clockmon. It was hinted at several times about this dark form. Read this dumb thing. Of course, it's a champion Dragon Man virus thing. A ferocious Digimon that evolved when the evil heart within Gamamon was unleashed. It rejects interference from those around it and is only interested in fighting. And once it catches an opponent that comes into sight, it will not stop attacking them until until they breathe their last breath. It puts up ferocious battles where it attacks regardless of whether its limbs get broken. Special moves are crushing the enemy with flames of darkness it amasses in its hand called Dark Police. Names for these champion Digimon, name for these Digimon moves pretty dumb. Petite Tornado, we heard that before. That's a standard. Some of these moves names are dumb. There's another one called Desdomona, which is hurling flames of darkness while maintaining their power. Whatever. In addition, it kills the enemy with its dead end skewer, which is, uses the tip of its tail. The stupid thing was just, this thing has been hinted at. And this evolution sequence was so weird because all the data goes in, is quiet, then explodes. It's that guy right there. I feel no emotion. I'm sorry guys, this is Edgelord the Digimon. Quite seriously. So it speaks very, I guess you can say rude. Like it's more, it's literally an adult Gamamon. It speaks more adult than all of Gamamon's other forms. Like it's just speaking like a normal person, just a freaking edgelord. And his daughter's dark part radiating off of it. It's flying and it goes straight for Sealsdramon. Instantly grabs it by the neck and makes it talk saying, so who told you to do all this? And Sildramon, very robotic voice, is saying, "No one did. I'm doing it for a body count. You know, he already got 1,000, but he needs to get more." And Gamon's like, Gallus Gamon turns to Heroes like, "You hear that, right? He's just killing just to kill. It doesn't matter who it is, just wants a body count. The numbers all that matters." He's kind of making fun of the fact that he's obsessing over numbers. And you know how the humans give attacks in their mind. The stuff starts rattling in Hero's mind. He's like, like it's coming through, but it hurts. My mind. And I love the fact that evil Gamamon, Ghoulish Gamamon, calls this dude useless. He openly says, "You're useless." I need to know where this stupid name comes from. Where does Ghoulish come from? Oh, like Regulus, the constellation in the sky. Yeah, most of his stuff is named after Greek constellation alphabet crap. Anyway, he does the dark skewer thing with his tail, hitting him right in the forehead. And even Sildramon goes, "Nice shot," before he dies. He respects the craft. I Cool. And now everybody's all shocked, and they're like, "Gamamon." When this first started, he's like, "Gamamon." He's like, "Yeah, who else would it be?" And all of them like, "No, that's not Gamamon." He's like, "Yeah, I'm Gamamon. You idiots. You are all so dumb. I'm saying they are so dumb." He's like, "All right, hero, I'll see you later." And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "We spent enough time together. You should get what I'm trying to say, right?" And he's using his little Desdemona flame thing. He's gonna break that digital world dome, and he's breaking through, trying to go to the real world. So all he wants to do is fight, right? And his black flames cause a rift in time and space, and they're like, "We can't let him get out." So Jellymon turns into Tesla Jellymon, and Angoromon, they both go and attack. They're doing their ultimate attacks, the Petite Tornadoes, the weird move that means Man of War, and she does her ultimate spinning, shocking thing. He calls them annoying, shrugs off their attacks, and literally backhands Tesla Jellymon into the ground, into a crater. He says, "You're all so weak." And he's preparing a giant ball flame attack. He's like, "Just because we, know each other doesn't mean we're friends." And this is the edgiest, part of my language, guys. This is the edgiest shit ever. Like, this is so try hard. This show is not. I'm just gonna flat out say it. If you are a person who loves Digimon and you are you're around my age, you're between 35 to 25. Unless you have kids, this edginess here is what's showing me this was not intended. This is Yokai Watch Amon again. So this time, everyone has levels, guys. So hey, let's not forget that. But it doesn't matter if all your Digimon are ultimate levels and we're just convincing them to leave. Anyway, he's getting ready to use that dark polish move on everybody. And he's gonna be like he says, "I'm gonna be like the knife guy." He says it's either eat or be eaten. He's rushing in, and they're all like, "Oh, what are we gonna me?" And Tesla Jellymon's like, "I'm pretty hurt." And uh, and what's happening? So this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because right when he's going for the attack and Hero gets in front of him, it's not the thought of his partner that makes him stop. Oh no. It's the thought of remembering Pokemon getting knifed in the back and dying that makes him crash right in front of them. Massive attack, mind you. If you remember Digimon Adventure 2020, the first Gaia Force, the first Gaia Force, not the super deluxe Spirit Bomb, just like the first miniature big. He has a big attack. Doesn't matter. Crashes, falls into the ground, and he turns back into Gamamon, and then he starts crying. He's crying because of Pokemon dying. And now, at the end of this entire episode, is where Angoromon goes. Digimon turn back into Digitama, to which we see Black Gatomon, Black Tailmon, with the hoodie and the hat, best design, picking up a little Digitama to take it away. He's like, "Yeah, the whole Digimon gets reborn." And then Jellymon goes, "Yeah, but it'll never be the same one that we know." I'm gonna go super far ahead. Again, guys, pardon my language. I'm gonna call super bullshit because why is this the one series where Digimon will not remember? Granted, oof, pardon my back, but granted, In Adventure 2020, Lopmon, who was Cherubimon, didn't remember everything because it was a long, literally, it was ages, centuries, and eons ago when that battle happened. Of course, they're not going to remember, right? But then we have a moment where, like, Kenichi Joji, he meets Wormmon's little baby form. It remembers that it's Ken. We have Angemon, who was Angemon apparently so super dang strong, but he does one fist of fate against Devimon. He dies and becomes an egg. Whatever. But his little form remembers TK, remembers Tankaru. Even in Adventure 2020, when his death actually mattered, when he came back as an egg, he remembered him. What is so different about this stupid, stupid show that is now trying to make us think or make us feel that death is a very serious thing? Even the last episode, they were willing to kill Digimon, even though I guess they didn't consider them Digimon. I don't know. I don't know. But something cool does happen. We see a black Agumon in the shadows, green eyes and everything. Remember I talked about Black War Greymon before? We see a black Agumon just kind of standing watching them. Please let there be a evil tamers. Please let Draculmon find a group of people and they got dark Digivices. Please. There's other dim cards too in our actual world, so please, please let this get entertaining. I digress. Bakumon tells them that Pokemon had hopes for them, for them to be a bridge between humans and Digimon. And of course, Gamamon doesn't remember being evil. Doesn't remember any of that. And we get our stupid poem from Angormon, which is when we overcome a tragic parting, is the first true step for Digimon. Pick a finger. And of course, Hero goes maybe. Hero gets it. We got a new outro that shows everyone turning into their official preferred champion forms. Tesla Jellymon and Gormon's dumb, slick, rabbit-looking form. And of course, Betel Gamamon, the Sonic OC. And next one is next episode is called Zashiki Washiari. I guess it's a New Year's Eve or New Year's type of horror tale. Look, we know that this show is basically all about urban legends and horror tales. I get it. I love that vibe. That vibe is great. It's good. It's different. Why does it take 13 episodes for us to care about Digimon dying? Why does Angoromon think he's strong enough to take on a champion form Digimon? Like, it's already been established that Tesla Jellymon is the second strongest because Gamamon can turn into 4 different forms now, right? The best looking form again is the tank. This is coming from a guy that like the Liger Zero Panzer. Just saying, the tank form looks so much better. Anyway, why? Why does this matter now? Like, I don't even know what else to say about this show, and I'm not even trying to get to 30 minutes or anything with this review. Flat out, let me just say right now, it's 3 out of 5. And it's sad because a major thing happened. A major character died that was a great influence for the group that gave them so much information. We got to see that dark form that has shown up since episode 1. Although 13 episodes in is way too early, you shouldn't even have showed us the dark form then. At least in Adventure 2020, for all you people that like to gripe and complain because it wasn't the nostalgia that you remember, at least when we were getting dark evolutions, at least they made sense and in a timely manner. It wasn't, here's the dark form. The miracle of Omegamon made sense because it needed to be a miracle, because if they didn't, everyone would die. Shut up about that. But this here makes no sense to me. I do not understand it. And you honestly think Angoramon can take on this Gallus Gamamon that choked and killed out this Seals champion Digimon? I need more threats. I need it to be more than just these hauntings are going on. There has to be some actual threat. Stop making this Yokaimon. That was the difference between Digimon and Pokemon. Like in Pokemon don't die; they just get knocked out, and if they do die, they become ghosts. And we try to figure, and there's been certain episodes that try to figure out, okay, how do ghost Pokemon become ghost Pokemon? It's stuff that they won't tackle in the anime show because it's for kids, but in other media they try to talk about this stuff. That's the difference in Digimon. Digimon can die. I'm not saying they go straight for the kill, but they're not afraid to kill them because hey, eventually you're gonna come back. It's just we got to get you out of our way, right? I felt nothing when Pokemon died, even though he's the best Pokemon in the entire franchise. I felt nothing when I saw this Dark Edge Lord, when I saw Shadow the Hedgehog 2.0 appear in Digimon. And it's crazy because the voice actress who plays Gamamon, she does the voice for Gallus Gamamon and I think the other forms. It feels nice to hear coherent sentences with words that actually matter instead of you calling, chocolate champion and stuff like that. Gamamon is adorable, but the word thing is getting kind of old now. And that's probably because I'm just annoyed about all this. It's a 3 out of 5. It's average. At this point, it is average. Until you get me everyone's evolution, until you finally get these kids going, hey, we're going to have to eventually take a stand because it's more than just misunderstandings. You have the weeds. The weeds are coming back. Dracomon is going to come back. You had to save Clockmon from killing himself before he became good. Not everything's going to be able to be turned around. And this is coming from a person who is naturally an optimist. I personally don't like to see death and all that stuff. I like to see different alternatives. And I said this at the beginning, but now I'm getting kind of, yeah. Of course, I'm going to continue this series because I finish what I start. But let me know what you think. Are you okay with this series? Are you fine with how things are progressing? I personally would prefer if we get two Digimon shows, right? We get this and then we get something else and not a movie with the old kids. Give us something different. Give us a movie series where sure they can mirror someone like V Tamer the manga where it was Tai but it wasn't Tai. Give us something like that and I will be so satisfied. But as always, please don't forget to give me a like. It helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe if you're new here. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. If you aren't new here, hit the notification bell. Be notified more videos like this. Don't forget to share the videos to see so others can see what a great time or at least what a deep discussion we're having about the flaws of this show. As always, and I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you for taking some time out to spend some time with me. Happy New Year to all of you, and please be safe out there. Be good, be blessed. Wash your hands,